Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday, October 5th. Haven't really done a video where it's just me sitting down, not driving a vehicle, but figured I'd switch it up today. Actually, started my workout here this morning. It's about 4 o'clock, and figured I'd kind of give an update. Still kind of fighting off this stomach thing. Not to get into too much detail, but it's been a long time since I've vomited, and particularly it's been a long time since I vomited due to an illness. You know, there've been days where like New Year's, day after New Year's, you just had too much fun, and you know, and you just feel sick the whole next day. But this was actually the first time I can remember in years where it's just a stomach virus, and couldn't hold anything down. I couldn't eat for like 2 days, and just did not feel well. Called in sick yesterday, which is not like me. I've gone into work, and with pink eye, my boss goes, "Go home, get out of here. You're gonna get us all sick." And so I had to go home. I don't call that a sick day though. I call that being sent home for medical purposes. So, getting that taken care of. I feel a little bit better today. I was able to sleep and put in some, get some reading done. I got a lot of reading done, and just kind of chilled at the Starbucks for a little while. And then I started, when I get sick, it gets sinus. I get the sinus discharge and a lot of coughing, and so people in the Starbucks probably thought I had SARS or something. And it's when you notice that. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but when I sit down and if I'm sick and I'm coughing and stuff like that and going like that, people gravitate away from you. Usually that's a sign that you're not fooling anybody because they know you're sick. So that was that was the time when I just finally decided to go home and just rest it off at home. But I got a lot of reading done, and like I was explaining to you the other day, I'm actually putting I got my book the other day about the various routes on summiting Mount Rainier, and that's one of the things that I have had on my to-do list or my bucket list for the last couple of years, and it's time to finally get that put into play. Kind of look into it a little bit more and not just read about it. It's actually about talking, getting out there and talking with people about it. People who've done it before, kind of get their input, kind of talk to them about different routes, things that I need to do to prepare. What kind of training do I need to look forward to? Is there any altitude sickness I gotta train for or expect or things like that? Because I don't think I've ever been above. I think the highest I've ever been was may have been in Colorado or Utah, but I think Mount St. Helens was the highest I've ever been, and I did that without any difficulty really. But Mount Rainier is 14,000 feet, and you do have to camp it overnight at Camp Muir, which is about 10,000 feet. And from what I've seen, some people do experience altitude sickness, and so you don't really know that you have a problem with that until you actually get there. So I want to make sure that if that does happen, I'm ready to accept it, and maybe try to see what I can do to prepare for it. If there's ways to prepare for it, I don't know, but we'll see. And I want to get that done early next year, because when the summer comes around and people do it a lot, the snow starts melting and creates the crevasses, and I want to try to prevent that, because I don't want to be crawling over these 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 foot crevasses on a ladder. I'd rather just be able to walk up there and be roped in and have my my ice axe with me. But it's definitely one of the things that I'm scared of, I'm nervous about. And I always thought about it, and watching movies and things like that, it kind of made me uneasy. But it's one of those things that you just have to kind of to do, and you'll become a lot more comfortable with it. You have to slowly get yourself into it and understand that you are capable of achieving those kind of things more so than you think. And there was this episode of 13 Reasons. My girlfriend and I started watching that, and we're in, I think, midway through 13 Reasons on Netflix. And there was this one part where the guy Tony takes what's his name? I can never remember his name. The guy, the main character, Clay, took him up rock climbing, and he pulled him up to the top, and finally the guy just kind of realized that, holy cow, I did this. I managed to do this. I was so afraid that I was going to die or I was going to fall down, but I did it. And I'm so, wow, that was amazing. And that sort of feeling I've had a few times where I've seen it in people too. I've had people climb up Mount St. Helens with me, and they had no idea what they were doing or what they were capable of doing, and they did it. And just to realize what you're capable of when you doubt yourself, because we create these worlds where, well, somebody asks you, do you want to get on stage, or do you want to do this or do that or do this, and people kind of create these worlds that they place themselves in, these fake walls, these fake limitations that we put on ourselves, and we never realize that we're capable of doing that. And it just takes some self-talk and getting somebody to kind of push you into that direction. And so I just want to, this is one of those moments where people have died and do die on Mount Rainier. It happens. But at the same time, it's like there's so many things in life that could put you in that position as well. Driving to work, it happens. And so it is a fear, but at the same time, it's also exhilarating because it's something that I want to do. I've wanted to do for a while, and every time I look at that mountain, every single day, because I've always looked at Mount Rainier. It's just right there, and it's majestic and beautiful, and so it just looks at me, and I see it, and I'm just like, I'm gonna climb that one of these days. And I've been saying that a lot more often every day. I look at it, I'm like, I'm gonna climb that thing, and one of these days I'm gonna do it, and hopefully it's next year. And from here on out, my daughter can look at that and say, hey, my daddy climbed that, and I'm like, yeah, I did, and you can do big things that are just like that. There's things that you're gonna doubt yourself in, and you never thought you could do, but you did do it, and I just want to it's one of those things that it might start off a fascination with climbing and alpining, but for now it's just to overcome fear and anxiety of that kind of a situation, and getting myself to do it. And then if I do it, it's going to be, man, I can't tell you how exhilarating that's going to be. Just to look at that mountain every single day and say, I climbed that. And it's the tallest mountain on the continental United States. And, just to say that I did it is, enough for me. It's just a sense of self, is the achievement of a goal, and to do something that you've been thinking about, and you finally just put action behind it and do it. And so, been doing that. So I'm reading up on that in a book and talking to a couple of guys in California about coming up here and doing it, joining their group. And yeah, that's about it. So you guys have a great day. I'm not going to be able to do one on the ride to work, but figured I'd get this done. It's about 4:15. You guys have a great Thursday. Have a great week. The fall weather's here. It's getting colder. So for those of you with arthritis, I'm sorry, but I'm feeling it too. You're not the only one, but I just got to keep pushing forward and do what I'm doing. So continue this morning workout. You guys have a great day. I will see you tomorrow on Friday the 6th. Have a good day.